We're gonna rock it down to
Electric Avenue.
And welcome to Power Hour. Hey everybody, how's it going?
Dude, hit me.
Woo! Hey everybody, welcome to the Power Hour of Love. I'm Charboil and this is
El Bandito.
And as you guys can see, man, we're rocking and rolling. Oh, man, I see Party Man Will out there saying, man, starting on time. Oh, yeah, man.
No, what's a twist?
We got the power tonight, man, the Power Hour, man.
Look, I see our master moderator down there, Aurelia, throwing down those dun-dun-duns. Thank you so much.
Oh, Leishan's in the house, too, man. Oh, man, we are rocking and rolling, man. Jason T, we see you over there on Facebook Live, man. Who's partying out over there on the Twitch side?
Oh, man, we got McPatches hanging out there. I seen Severed Astro hanging out there. I'm Ruvwix is out there hanging with us. That's a new one, but I think someone changed their name to that. I think we know who that person is. But if we didn't, welcome. And we love you here at the Power Hour of Love because that's what we're all about. We're going to throw you some Twitch love right there. We're going to throw our Facebook, YouTube fans some love right there.
Oh, man, we are just spreading the love tonight, man. What are we talking about tonight, El Bandito?
Man, we have got a bunch of awesome stuff going on tonight. First and foremost, we're talking ConventionMania. Spring of 2019. That's right. We're going to tell you about the greatest conventions, the ones that Senior Boyle and I have our eyes on that we want to attend, that we think you need to attend because they have some rockin' stuff. Again, these are just here in Florida, so I'm sorry for all you beautiful people out there getting in touch with us from all over the rest of the world, but you got to check out what they're throwing down here in Florida. Check out these cons, stack them up to the ones that you've got in your area, and make sure that you're getting the best bang for your buck because if you're not, you may want to come down here and party with the Power Hour.
Oh, you know it, man. And like you said, we're not just talking about stuff that's going on next week or the week after, man. We're talking about a couple months here, so you got a little bit of time. We know spring break's rolling around, and out there's still some really, really cold spots, and you know, why not come on down to nice and warm Florida and party down here at the Power Hour?
No doubt. Spring break is just right around the corner. Nico, that's you as I'm Ruvix. Okay. I thought that was somebody I knew, man. Thank you for joining us. I'm super psyched. Mr. Fusion hanging out with us on Facebook over there. Get your ass to Twitch. Get over there.
We know you've got an account.
Yeah, now they did put out an update for Restream saying that we can incorporate that Facebook chat, but of course it's still super complicated, so we're trying to figure it out. We're waiting to hear back from tech support to get it squared away. But we did reach our 50 follower mark last Wednesday on our game night, so thank you out there, Twitch. We will be considering our Twitch affiliation, in which case, man, everybody's going to have to make the Twitch switch, baby. So put it in your ear right now. Keep in mind that the jumping to Twitch is free. Making a Twitch account's free. If you have an Amazon Prime, you get a bunch of free stuff. All you got to do is link your Amazon Prime to your Twitch account. You can watch it on a Fire Stick and put it right on a TV. They have apps on your phone, iPads. I think even the Xbox and PlayStation have apps for Twitch too. So, you know, you can find us out here, man, and it may just be the happening place where the Power Hour may end up staying, man. So you got a couple weeks yet still. We're going to figure it out.
Plus, there's so many other great guys and ladies out there on Twitch as well. well to check out. You know, a lot of
Yes.
our folks that hang out with us, man, they're out there partying the rest of the week. So it's not just like one night of power hour that you're switching to Twitch for. There's so much great entertainment out there.
There is. Just in the chat alone right now, we've got so many streamers hanging out with us. Nico obviously changed his name. His other name, I'm Ruvwix, is his streaming name, he says. Aurelia, of course, streams awesome Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, playing some VR Beat Saber. She rocked some Apex Legends this weekend, man, and she was getting it. Make sure to throw a shout-out for Nico under whatever name he wants. Chimera throwing his name in the chat because he wants me to give him a shout-out. Hell yeah, watching that boy play some Apex last night was unbelievable. He was wrecking shops in your boy. Let me tell you, man. I saw him dropping whole squads out there.
Well, I'm telling you, man, like, you let me take a little view at that Apex last week, and I was like, I might just have to get on there too and you know, get some boil firepower in there, man.
That may have to go on a game night, man.
Ooh.
Yes, thank you. Shout out Chimera. Use your exclamation point mod, and boom, that's just for you, Aurelia, to shout yourself out quick and easy. For our mod there, for being our moderator, we gave you your own little custom command. Severed Astro, I know he's kind of a sporadic streamer, but he's got some really cool Beat Saber stuff. I love he has a whole like third person thing where he looks like Deadpool while he's doing his Beat Saber, so that's super dope. So many other friends out there on Twitch kicking ass. If you see anybody there that deserves a shout out, definitely give them a shout out. One person we have to shout out is Lifereboot.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, man, you know, we're talking about Twitch streamers and gamers, and of course, you know, we love games. I mean, come on, you know.
Might be a bit of fans.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell them a little bit about Lifereboot, man.
Absolutely, guys. Lifereboot is a retro streamer, right, who's actually a world record holder gamer. Right, he was at one time ranked 4th in the world in Donkey Kong, breaking the 1 million point score, which is crazy. So he actually had a vacation where he came down to Orlando and messaged the Power Hour, and I got to go out there and meet with Lifereboot, sit down with him, and do a one-on-one interview that we're going to play on the other side of the PoDunk news tonight. It's exciting. He's going to give you some tips on how to reach a world record. He's going to give you his thoughts on his journey and his story and what gaming means to him, what his stream entails, what you can expect from his stream here on Twitch. And it's a really great interview, guys. Definitely stick around and check that out. It's pre-recorded, so we're just going to throw it up there, but we will run the chat next to it. We're going to chat with you guys and stuff, but it should be super, super cool. And I'm telling you, there's a lot of really fun information from a really, really awesome streamer and a brilliant gamer. Just brilliant gamer.
He might even jump in tonight. You know, he might come in there and hang on out with us. So who knows, man? We'll have life on the screen and maybe even life in the chat.
You know it, man. Look at all the love down here for life, man. I appreciate it, man. Aurelia, J-Dog, we'll throw Lifereboot some love.
Oh, absolutely.
There you go.
But like we had said, man, we're going to talk about some conventions first, so we're going to powerhouse through that, get some PoDunk news, and then we'll, like you said, we'll see that interview with Life after PoDunk news.
No doubt, guys. But anytime throughout the night, if you're curious, you can use _Life to find his Twitch channel. So actually, that's my phone. Let me shut that off.
That's probably Life calling right now.
I know.
He's like,
play my video. What are you waiting for? Nobody cares about conventions. But no, you could use !Life is actually a shout out direct to him. Aurelia, sorry, I should have mentioned that before I made you shout him out. I'm sorry. Well said. But !Life doc, DOC, will also link to his documentary that was done, I think, a few years ago. Let's say that. A few years ago at the King of Kong 2,
yes,
where he was actually striving to win the world record of Donkey Kong. So make sure to tag that, like that video, and check it out a little later when you get some free time, man. But the last but not least, before we jump into our Convention Mania stuff, one last excellent command, !charity, right? It's also in our donation panel right here on Twitch. It links to Aurelia's charity campaign. She streams only for charity, man. Right now, she's got 3 days left on her ASPCA charity stream. She's been absolutely crushing it. We're so proud of her for all the work that she's done doing this great charity work. She's going to continue that into March and have a whole second charity, like a whole new charity. I shouldn't say second because she has a new one like every month or every other month or something like that. But I know what it is. I'm not going to spoil it. But she told me what it's going to be, and I think you guys are going to love it. It's going to be a lot of fun. But make sure to throw a couple bucks if you can down for the ASPCA. Help some animals out there for the fur babies, and it's no-kill stuff for animals. Helps them find homes, things like that. So.
You know it, man. Definitely, Ari, always thank you so much for all that you do for the Power Hour, and definitely we hope that the Legion of Love will get out there and throw down some coins for the
just
fur
every
babies.
dollar helps, guys. Every dollar helps.
All right, man. Well, we've covered all the cool stuff on Twitch. We've talked about life. Let's dive into these conventions so we can get to that interview on the other side.
Man. Sometimes I get so hyped just about hype and stuff. I forget we're supposed to do a show. But let's do it.
Don't worry. I'm here for you.
I know. Bull's like, I wrote a lot of stuff. We need to talk about it.
We will be talking about this.
I didn't put it. These are our slides from last week. Hold on.
There you go. Are you sure you're not getting too old for this shit?
I am getting too old for this shit. That is for sure. I love all my new Twitch friends are like, you're not too old for this shit. And I'm like, guys, fucking too old for this shit.
No, man. One thing I can say is El Bandito puts a lot of awesome work into the show. We plan it out, and a lot of times we are rocking and rolling close to that, that last minute. But man, it all shows in all the great images and videos that we get.
Oh man, you're not too old for this shit. Thank you. You're max level. It's perfect. Oh, thank you so much, man. You guys are too nice.
Look, man, when you start screwing up, our viewership goes up. Keep this up. Keep it up.
I'll keep messing stuff up. It's fine. No. Look, Rich T's down there. He says, y'all, wait, hold on. It went away. Y'all shit about PETA? No, man. No PETA stuff. Like, dude, their Steve Irwin thing. I meant to put that in the news and I forgot.
Man, yeah,
but their stuff with Steve Irwin. Maybe we'll just talk about it.
We will.
The news.
We will. Yeah, definitely.
But that was pretty jacked up, man. So no, ASPCA is the charity.
Yes. All right, man. So we're gonna dive in. Here we go. ConventionMania. You gotta be like, freaking Hulk Hogan just ripping out here. Oh man, but. Yeah, definitely, we have a lot of great conventions that happen here in Florida, and we like to just take a little bit of time throughout the year and kind of throw them down, tell you guys about all the cool stuff that's already planned. I mean, some of these are like 3 or 4 months away, and they got some great guests and things going on that we want to tell you guys about.
No doubt. So first and foremost, we'll jump these into chronological order so that we can hit them and you can plan out which one you want to attend, right? But first and foremost, coming at you March 2nd through March 3rd, Comicon Revolution.
Oh, yeah, man. This is going at the West Palm Beach County Convention Center. So Palm Beach County Convention Center, but it's going down in West Palm. Definitely not too far from here. Only about maybe 45 minutes or so. Yep. March 2nd through the 3rd. So it's this upcoming weekend, man. To get in on the daily, it's going to cost you about $30, but only $45 for a weekend pass.
Yeah, it's
not too bad.
That's for 2 days, yeah.
You know it, man. 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. both days. Why don't you tell them about some of the awesome guests that are going to be there, El Bandito?
Absolutely, man. Well, we got Ming Chen from Comic Book Men is going to be there. You know him. He's on that show with Kevin Smith.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's on AMC, right?
Yeah, he actually works at his comic book store, Jay and Silent Bob's.
The Secret Stash.
Yeah, Secret Stash.
You got it, man. They're also going to have Warrington Gillette, who's Friday the 13th, Part 2. Baghead Jason.
Oh man, I know that used to be one of your favorites to play as in the Friday the 13th game.
I had never seen that movie. I'd never seen a Baghead Jason, so I was like, dude, that's baller.
Heck yeah, man.
That's what I would do if I was a killer. Economize.
Not to jump on a Mr. Fusion moment here, man, but I know he would want me to say is that the original Baghead guy was in The Town That Dreaded Sundown. That was a movie from back in the 70s where the guy wore a mask with a hole in it. Everyone's like, oh man, it's a sequel, but no, it was just Jason.
Look, McPatches says that's where he got some of his figures there last year. Very cool, man. They're also going to have the Treasure Coast cosplayers there who are from our backyard up here on the Treasure Coast where we're at. So we're excited to link up with them and see them out there. That should be a lot of fun. They do, obviously cosplaying, but they're a troupe, so they do a whole theme where they'll all get together.
Great group.
Dress up like a big theme. Also, fan favorites for me, Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti will be there, the husband and wife ass-kicking comic book creating duo. Amanda Connor being a fantabulous artist. I have tons of prints of hers hanging around my house. And Jimmy Palmiotti, the one-time editor-in-chief of Marvel, is also an excellent writer. They've teamed up on things like Power Girl, Harley Quinn, and The Pro.
Oh yeah, man, and great. Like you said, I remember Jimmy was the guy who we saw with Stan Lee the few times we got to see him, and just a great dude, man.
Yeah,
so really cool.
Okay,
now,
so
yeah,
quick story, right?
Okay.
So it's my birthday. A few years ago, I go to Megacon for my 30th birthday. Senior Bowl takes me. So nice, right? We get out there. I get to meet Amanda Connor. I'm stoked to meet her because I know she's just a great artist and stuff like that. And she signs my comic book. Happy birthday, Charles. I'm so psyched. And she's like, hey, go 2 tables over. My husband's there. Tell him to sign it for you, too, for it's his birthday. And I was like, dude, that's so cool. So I went over and told him, and yeah, he signed it for me. And then he turns around and passes it to another guy, and he's like, this is the guy that's the inker on this book. So, hey, dude, sign it for this guy's birthday. So, first comic I ever got signed by all 3 names on the cover, man. And it was thanks to Amanda Connor and her husband, Jimmy Palmiotti. Just fantastic people.
And that was just so great after the night before. That was that Goldschlager story that we told a few weeks back. So this really made his day, because let me tell you, he really didn't want to be at the con at like 10 a.m. He was like, can't we show up at like 2:30? And we're like, no, we're going.
Dude, I don't even think I went to bed. I think I laid in the bed for like 3 hours and then just went straight into the tub.
Yes.
And just had the water running on me for
where
like
I found
3.5 hours.
Yes. If it wasn't for Bishop, I don't think I would have gotten you out of there.
No, very true.
But
very true.
I got to mention the next guy real
Do
quick,
it.
Bandito. Jake the Snake Roberts, man. I know you and
Good.
like about 10 years ago, we got to meet Jake the Snake, and he was so much fun.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, dude. One of my favorite stories of all time, Senior Boyle's walking by this booth there. It has all these photographs and DVDs of Jake the Snake. And, in true Senior Boyle fashion, I know you guys see him behind the desk a lot, but you got to check out our videos on Facebook to just see how animated Senior Boyle is in real life. But he's literally like this. Dude, look at all these Jake the Snake prints and stuff here. This is so cool. And I'm just like, yeah, dude. And I look up and like, this is Jake the Snake's booth. Like, he's sitting right there. And Bull didn't even notice. So I'm just like, this is so good. And I'm like, hey, man, if you like that, check this out. And I like point to Jake the Snake, who's smiling ear to ear at like Bull's, childlike enthusiasm.
Oh, yeah. And
he's just like, oh my God. Oh, Jake the Snake. So good, dude.
And let me tell you, man, I'm a pretty tall guy. I don't have to look up to a lot of guys, but man, you might not know it from watching him with all those other big guys on wrestling. But man, Jake the Snake's a tall dude, man. He's like,
guy's a beast.
Yeah, he's like 6'7" or 6'8".
Yeah.
I'm like, dang, but he was so much fun. Yeah. Took a bunch of great photos with us. It was great.
All right, we got to talk about the photo thing. It's just too funny. I know we told this on convention thing last year, so I feel bad if anyone's watching from last year. But yeah, so we go to take a photo with him, and I got to take the photo first. And we're with some other friends of ours. I know Jake was with us. I think someone else. And you guys all piled up, took a photo with Jake the Snake. And, y'all got arms around him like this, and he's just like, which one of y'all grabbing my ass? You grabbing it too hard. Why aren't you a little more gentle like? He's like, I know I'm a big guy, but damn. So they're dying laughing, man. We got a bunch of hilarious photos like that.
So good.
We swap out so I can take a photo with him. I put my arm around Jake, and he's like, yeah, this guy's got the touch.
He was just so much fun, man. He was so.
That was a hoot, man.
I mean, I can't say there's been a lot of people we've met that we've been disappointed in, but man, Jake is definitely like a highlight.
Yes.
He is like, never forget that.
No doubt. But moving on from there.
I was going to say, talk about not forgetting somebody.
Yeah.
Right?
Also, another one of our favorites, man, Greg Horn. All my prints above our head here in studio are all done by Greg Horn, man. Fabulous painter who does painting and digital painting. So he makes just some fantastic work. I have tons of prints of his. And exact same scenario where like I walked up to his booth and was like, hey, look at this art. It looks just like something Greg Horn would do. Look at how creative it is and blah, blah, blah. And the lady behind the counter is like, wow, dude, if you're into it that much, here's the guy right here. Like,
here's
he'd love
the
to
man
talk
in
to
the
you
flesh.
Yeah, so super cool, man. He's always a blast, and you can get some fabulous freaking art from him, man.
Oh man, and like you said, great stories. But hey, if we got any Deadpool fans out there, Fabian, take that last name out, man. And Necezia. He's the co-creator of Deadpool.
Yes.
Which we know, of course, Rob Layfield is the other co-creator. So yeah, man. I mean, if you guys are a fan of Deadpool, I just actually rewatched the second movie the other night. It's still an awesome flick.
Oh heck yeah.
And it would be a great opportunity to get to meet him here at the Comicon Revolution.
Absolutely, man. And definitely get out there, get your stuff signed and Deadpool swag signed by him, man. That'd be super hot. But if you're a fan of the X-Men series, kind of Deadpool-y right there, man, are you going to be stoked that Comicon Revolution right here in West Palm Beach is going to have Chris Claremont. That's right, the man himself. I think he has the longest record of being the single writer for a comic book series ever, having written the Uncanny X-Men from 1975 to 1991.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
man.
and you want to think about the stories that came out in that time. Dark Phoenix. How many characters did he create?
Days of Future Past,
Days of
man.
Future Past, yeah.
Oh man, we're talking about Psylocke, Rogue, Gambit.
Yep, Mystique, Shadowcat, The list just goes on and on of everything that this guy had a hand in. Everything you know about X-Men comes from Chris Claremont.
Pretty much almost everybody's favorite X-Men except Wolverine, this guy.
Yeah.
But he did create Saber. He co-created Sabretooth.
Yeah. Aside from the original 5, which, were Stan Lee's guys.
Of course.
But, yeah, just so much of the lore. New follower, the name is Bond, 007. Nice.
Oh, man,
I don't know why
we
didn't get any sound for that. I didn't hear that. Did you? Let me click this over.
I did not hear it.
Thank you so much for that follow, though. It is super much appreciated, and I love the name.
Oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
All right.
There we go. Hopefully now we'll hear a little bit of our jingles when that happens. But, hey, you still got to see that awesome graphic pop up. So thank you so much. My name is Bone.
Throw you some Twitch love right
now.
now.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, hey, Comicon Revolution sounds awesome, but we ain't done yet.
No doubt, guys. Next up, Democracy, what is up? I saw him playing some Apex yesterday with Aurelia. He is also a beast. Thank you for joining us tonight. We're talking about some conventions and all, and we're going to have an interview with Lifereboot coming up on the other side of the news. But stick around for the news because that is super fun.
Oh, yeah.
But next up, we're talking about Spooky Empire. That goes down March 22nd through the 24th, man. So if you're a horror fan, you love horror movies and scary stuff, dude, this is where you want to be at the Wyndham Orlando Resort.
Oh, yeah, man. 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. And plus, that's what they put on, the website. We know that the Spooky Empire crew parties way into the night with their after parties and stuff. But you'll have to check out their website for some more information on that. But I'm going to go down a couple of these guests. I'm going to pass it over to El Bandito. First up, we got Edward Furlong, John Connor himself. Yeah. Now, we know there's been a lot of people who have played John Connor, but who's the one you remember the most, right?
The originator.
Kid, exactly, kid running around in a Public Enemy T-shirt and breaking into banks with his little before tablets were cool.
You don't say affirmative,
yeah, or some shit
say
like
no
that.
Problemo.
No problemo. Dickhead.
See, you're getting it. Use combinations.
That's how you trained me, man. That's what I'm saying. But man, besides Edward Furlong, we also got Christina Ricci. If you don't know who she is, go back and watch The Addams Family, and you'll be remembered.
Wednesday herself right there, man. The classic quintessential goth chick,
Yep. She was also in Casper and Sleepy Hollow and a bunch of other
Casper was such a good movie.
Oh, yeah.
Throw some love out there for Casper if you guys like it out in chat. That was actually a pretty good flick, man. Maybe it was just I was in 7th grade or something when that came out.
It really tugged on the heartstrings a little bit, on the ghostly heartstrings. Yeah, she's definitely a beautiful woman now too. I would love to see her not reprise her role as Wednesday. I could see her playing Morticia. I know she dressed up for a Halloween as Morticia Addams. That's she could do it. She could do it. But man, I know you're going to be excited about this one, El Bandito.
I know I am.
Christopher Lloyd's coming to Spooky Empire, man. Jumping gigawatts.
1.21 gigawatts.
So look at this. Do you see what they're doing here? Do you see what they're doing? They're having a little Addams Family reunion.
Yep.
We do also know that the actor who played Lurch is going to be there, and also the guy who played Pugsley. So
nice.
You really could. You could get a photo thing with the cast of the Addams Family.
Yeah, and if you guys didn't recognize Christopher Lloyd in the film, he plays Uncle Fester, of course. With the big. He's got kind of a big fat bodysuit and a bald head, so it might have threw you off a bit, but same guy.
Don't forget about Judge Doom.
Hey, there we go.
Oh, yeah.
We got some music now. Democracy, thank you so much for that follow. Much love, brother. I super appreciate it. And again, awesome gaming the other day.
Oh, and also, man, a lot of people might not know this guy by his name, but Henry Thomas is going to be there.
See, I don't know Henry Thomas.
Oh, Henry Thomas he was Elliot in E.T., but something a little more recent that I know you'll remember. Do you remember Psycho 4?
Yes.
Remember who played young Norman Bates? That was Henry Thomas.
Nice. Very cool. Democracy says spread the love. There you go.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. But, man, I saved this last one for you. Tell them who's going to be there at Spooky Empire.
Captain Motion Capture himself, Kane Hodder, man. Like, the all-time greatest, Jason. Come on.
Yeah.
You know, like, no debating it. Did all the motion capture for the Friday the 13th game, and just awesome stuff. If you haven't seen some of the behind-the-scenes footage of him doing that, really, really cool stuff, man. Great actor, super fun guy, and it's good to see him coming back to Spooky.
Absolutely, man. Like we said earlier, you can get a photo op with the members from the Addams family, but also a couple of the other members from the E.T. cast are going to be, I believe, the mother and the brother, and the guy who played, like, E.T., like, in the costume.
Is Drew Barrymore going to be there?
I don't know. Unfortunately, I didn't get Drew. I would be going to this if Drew Barrymore was there. She's one of my favorites.
Yeah, she's a bit of a tomcat. I dig it.
All right, man. What we got next?
Okay, next up, let's see. We got another beautiful con coming at us right here.
Yeah. One of our favorites, man. Definitely.
Man. That's immediately love going out for Daytona Beach Comicon.
Yes.
Tom out there puts on an amazing show. Daytona's a rockin' place if you guys haven't been out there, and he has a wonderful place that he hosts this event at, the Embry-Riddle Convention Center.
Yep.
Now, basically, everything is named Embry-Riddle up there, but it's the convention center that you want to get to on April 13th and 14th, because without a doubt, if there is no other con that we end up going to in the spring, we will be at Daytona Beach Comic-Con.
Oh, you know it, man. You know it. That's really where we kind of got our vigilante podcasting, you know, running around doing all of our interviews. That's where we kind of, you know, broke into those grounds. So we definitely are going to return a year later, more action-packed and ready to hit the ground and freaking talk to some awesome vendors and guests.
You know it, man. Doing some vigilante podcasting out there, man. Being able to throw you guys some on-location live footage, man. They have Wi-Fi all throughout the building. That was the one thing that kind of bummed us out about SciFi Bartow.
Yeah.
Was it's outdoors. There's no Wi-Fi or anything. So I'm like, I'm going to stream a 1080 picture on my phone. Yeah, they'll just die instantly. So, but, look at all this love we're getting here in chat. Both of you guys have a great cadence to your speech. I appreciate the awesome commentary. Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, well,
thank you.
Yeah, come on by, man. We talk about all sorts of fun, nerdy stuff, and we're always here to hang out. And me and Senor Bull have been rocking it for 3 years now. This is our 4th season of the Power Hour of Love, and we're new to Twitch, but we're glad to meet all you beautiful people, man, so we appreciate it. And J-Dog says, heard Michael J. Fox will be at the next Comic-Con. Let's see if he might show up at one of these.
Oh, yeah, man. Okay, so let's...
Yeah, look, and Aurelia says, y'all have so many cons. We do. We have a lot of cons.
There's a lot of con
That's why
action
we're like, let's do a whole show about cons.
I mean, it's con. Well, here, let's tell you guys real quick about who's going to be at Daytona Beach, and we'll keep the party rolling. We got Elliot Fernandez, who's known for his work on Harley Quinn and Army of Darkness. I mean, talk about, you know, Spooky Empire right there, man. Definitely come on down. You know, got some of that horror art trickling into Daytona Beach. Man. Then the man, the myth, the legend, the guy who we are absolutely going to get an interview with this time, Lance Footer. Yes. Amazing artwork. He does some great renditions. He'll take like Wonder Woman and put her like in the Wild West, and it's just beautiful, man. This is like, it's
and
great
as
stuff.
Good as any comic book art you've seen out there. And the reason I want to qualify it like that is because he's considered legally blind.
Yes.
And he still does this amazing, uncanny artwork that's better than, half the stuff you see out there.
It's amazing stuff. We'll definitely post some links to him on the Legion of Love and stuff like that so you guys can check it out. But if you make it up to Daytona Beach Comic-Con, check out Lance Footer.
Absolutely, man. Who else we got?
We got Joe Rubenstein. Joel Rubenstein. Now, he's known mostly for his work on Wolverine.
Okay.
But, man, a book that I think every comic book fan had was the Marvel Handbook. It was kind of like the leather-bound one. You know which one I'm talking about. That was done by Joel Rubenstein. So there you go. He's going to be here at the Daytona Beach Comic-Con. Also, Richard Rivera, who is like making the headlines with his book, Stabby Bunny. People are saying that this is a great mix of, if you're a fan of Evil Dead or Army of Darkness, you're going to love Stabby Bunny.
It's supposed to be crazy. Is it Stabby or Stabbity? I think it might be Stabbity.
It's Stabbity, yeah.
It's like Stabbity.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, man. But Heartland Media, thank you for that follow out there.
I love that jingle.
It is. We're throwing some Power Hour out there. You guys can hear that, right? You hear the little Power Hour, 8-bit Power Hour theme?
But man,
thank you so much. We're glad you're enjoying the show, man.
Definitely. Thank you guys so much. And now someone else we know we got to get an interview with this time. Tell them, El Bandito.
I know. Martina McFly out there, man. Jamey Engel, who had the most bomb 2015 Future Marty as a woman costume. Cosplay out there, man. We met her last time. She's actually an author. She writes some letter books, you know, and on great topics, though. They're kind of quasi-children's books, but they teach you all these valuable lessons about, like, bullying and, you know, how to deal with, you know, just social interaction, which is getting lost in a lot of ways. So I love the work that she does. She's been featured on local news stations for the work and charity that she does and stuff like that. So we're definitely psyched to try to sit down with her. We've tried to get in touch with her a few times, but our schedules never quite align. But you know what? We're making it happen, baby. It's 2019. It's like, do it or don't do it. No more in-betweens. No more, no, it's happening, man.
We're doing it.
Yeah.
We're doing it.
So we're going to make it happen, man.
And doing it wild.
And last but not least, we got to mention the Indie Takeover Part 2. Of course, that's with our fabulous friend Rob Anderson that we did an interview with last month.
Oh, yeah.
The advocator himself, man. So make sure to check out indieadvocates.com, where you can find the latest and greatest stuff in indie comic books as Rob Anderson and his group of awesome, talented indie creators strive to end our reboot culture and help original content take the forefront, the limelight. And, you know, so many people say, boy, why are they doing so many reboots in Hollywood? Where are all the original stories? Boom. They're right over there at indieadvocates.com, man.
Oh,
check out some of their Kickstarters, some of their work. They have great stories over there, man. So we encourage everyone to check it out or go back and check out our whole interview with Rob Anderson, and you can learn all about some of the fabulous creators he's been working with.
Yeah.
Or just come to the Daytona Beach Comicon,
There
April
you go.
13th through the 14th.
Meet them face to face. You know, the one thing about when you go to the Indie Takeover, you're not just going to sit there and have people talk at you. It's an interactive experience. You can ask questions. Who knows? If they like you enough, they might pull you right up on the panel with them.
We've seen it happen.
So, absolutely. Such a great thing. You know, we'll definitely be talking more about Daytona Beach Comic-Con when it gets closer because, like we said, it's very near and dear to our heart. And, you know, that's what we're all about here, man, with the Power Hour of Love, man, the heart, man. But man, we're gonna talk about the big enchilada, the big dog.
We got to talk about the biggest dog in the yard. Why not? Just for a little bit, we'll run through almost headline style, right? We'll do May 16th through the 19th, Megacon Orlando. This is at the Orlando Convention. Oh, no, it's the Orange County Convention Center. That's what it is. Yes, $50 a day, but $99 for the whole 3-day weekend, man. The entire cast of Back to the Future will be there.
Entire cast. We're talking Biff's going to be there. Yep. Marty, of course. Christopher Lloyd
will be there. Christopher Lloyd, Michael J. Fox, dude. They got everybody. Even the guy that plays Mr. Strickland. I can't think of his name. But Strickland's going to be there. And that guy never had hair. So.
Nope, he still doesn't.
A lot of the cast members of the Goonies are going to be there. A lot of the cast members of Boy Meets World is going to be there. David Harbour, the remake of Hellboy, he's the star in. He's also from
Stranger Things.
Yes, thank you. And Zachary Levi, the star of Shazam, playing Captain Marvel, will be there. Peter Weller, the original RoboCop, will be there.
Dun, 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 dun.
Stephen Amell, the Green Arrow, will be there. Freaking Mark Shepard from Supernatural's going to be there. If you've been missing your Crowley, man, go out there and meet him. But dude,
I know you're most excited about this one. You have a Borat moment, right?
Pamela Anderson's going to be there. DJ Napalm, what's up, my dude? Back to the Future, best trilogy ever. 1,000% agree. You're getting your own personal Twitch love just for that.
Woo-hoo!
Star Wars, be damned. You made too many movies and made it worse.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's, you know, like we said, we love the comic conventions, you know, like that. Like, those are so cool. They're what we remember when we were kids. But, man, Megacon, like, ooh, they like, it should be called like Mega Celebrity Con, because I mean they just bring it, man. They just bring some really great people that you want to meet.
You know, oddly enough, Megacon originated as an anime convention and not a comic book convention.
Yeah, that's true.
So the majority of the star power thing came in with getting voice actors who do a lot of the anime characters, which, again, we're naming the biggest of the biggest stars because, you know, we've only got technically an hour-long show here. But they do. They have an impressive list, if you get over to their website, of anime stars and cartoon character actors. We've been there. We met Jim Cummings, who's the voice of like everything on Disney. One of my personal favorites, Don Carnage, of course, does the voice of Winnie the Pooh and Tigger, and so many other fabulous, fabulous characters. I mean, just too many to name.
Oh, one more. I just gotta get out. Man, the voice actors of Optimus Prime and Megatron will be there. Frank Weller. Listen, if there's like a cartoon bad guy from the 80s, Frank Weller probably, voiced them, and it's Peter Cullen, I think is Optimus Prime.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, so I mean, that's also cool. I'm sure like when you talk to those guys, you can be like, this is Optimus Prime, and stuff, they'll talk like that.
And Peter Cullen tells a fabulous story about how the voice is actually based on his brother who was a Marine. And he was telling his brother, "Oh, I'm going to do an interview, a job interview for voice acting, and I'm supposed to be some hero robot thing." And his brother told him, "Well, dude, it's serious, man. Like I get that it's a cartoon, but if you're going to be a hero, be a hero." So he based everything about that voice on his brother with that thought in mind. So what a wonderful tribute to his brother,
so cool.
who was an American hero himself. Look at all of these amazing comments we're getting in here. We got to catch up on them for a little bit here because I saw B-Rock herself hanging out there, throwing down the Dragon Con for life. Oh, man, one of these days we're going to get out there, B, and we're going to come see it with you.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. What did J-Dog say here? This is a Comic-Con I was talking about with Michael J. Fox and the Goonies. Yes. So I went live a little, and my settings are all set up, and my stream is working great. Just got to get cams. Awesome. DJ Napalm will soon be streaming DJing live right here on Twitch, man. Aurelia, feel free to give him a shout-out so that people can follow his channel now in anticipation for what's coming, because we know it's going to be hot. Mikey B says he is back, baby. What is up? Lifereboot is in the house.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Thank you, Aurelia, for taking care of him. We're going to throw Life some love right there just for you, sir. Coming up right after the news, we'll be playing the amazing interview that you got to do with us. Not that we got to do with you. What am I saying, man? That I got to do with you. Thank you so much for that, and I'm so glad that you're here to check it out. All right, let's see. B says he's been the voice of Prime from the start. Yes. It's only been him playing that part from day one. Absolutely. If anyone wants some more information on that, I got to say a great resource is the Toys That Made Us series on Netflix.
So good.
Yeah, they tell you a lot about Optimus Prime and the Transformers in general. So thank you for that shout out there, Aurelia. I'll take you up on that. You know it. Yes, we will come to Dragon Con, and we'll see you there. And you better be dressed like Shadowcat when we get there. We were just talking about
Chris Claremont.
Shadowcat co-creator Chris Claremont is going to be at Comicon Revolution here in West Palm Beach, B. So it's pretty awesome. But thanks for tuning in. We're going to tell you guys, I think, about one more con.
One more, then the news.
Then the news.
Then we're on to Life.
Then we're getting to Life. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and we're taking way too long. We're going to blast through this.
Yes, because this one's like way later in the year, too. So we'll have plenty of time to talk about this. Real quick, Florida Supercon is going to take place at the Miami Beach Convention Center July 4th weekend through the 7th. So it's going to be down there for a couple days. $45 on the daily. $95 on the weekend, so a little bit cheaper than the Megacon pass.
Yeah, like $5 cheaper, $4 in one case. But either way, this is the neck and neck. This is the up and comer that's nipping at Megacon's heels down there in Miami, man. And it's been popping off, and it's been pretty good, man. So who's the list of celebs that we got coming out?
All right, we got John Cusack, and if you didn't watch a bunch of 80s movies in the day, you might not know him there. But then also he was in I know he was in that one Stephen King movie and a couple others. But what's that classic one that he's in the 80s? What's John Cusack known for?
Oh, gosh, so many movies. High Fidelity?
Was he in The Breakfast Club?
No,
he wasn't in The Breakfast Club. I'm thinking of Emilio Estevez, isn't it?
Emilio!
All right. Well, John Cusack's going to be there. Definitely classic. Nick Frost, he's from...
like Shaun of the Dead and stuff, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, he's his buddy. He's Sean's buddy.
Yes. We got Jason Isaacs, known for like his work in Harry Potter and actually in the upcoming Star Trek Discovery. I know we won't talk about it. I'm just saying.
One of these days we're going to do a Trek episode, man. Look, B says, I love the Toys That Made Us show. The Trek episode was amazeballs.
It was awesome. Then we got another classic comic book creator, Neil Adams. He's going to be around town. Leva Bates, definitely know her from the ARW shows, Evil Leva.
She's a wrestler.
We still love you, Leva. Don't worry.
Oh, John Beatty's going to be there, too.
Yeah. We definitely have a story to tell some other time about John Beatty, but he's a cool dude. Barry Broswick and Patricia Quinn from the Rocky Horror Picture Show. So you can go meet, Magenta and damn it, Janet, or what was his name? No, not Barry. What was his? Damn, it's escaping me at the moment. What's his name?
Which guy?
The lead good guy in Rocky Horror.
Oh, the lead good guy.
Yeah,
Jeez, who
I know.
remembers that?
I know. Yeah. All we remember is Frankenfurter.
Yeah, exactly.
Throw that down in the comments, man. Save me. I know. I'm McPatches is probably gonna skewer me next. He'll be like, finish him, But then Greg Caputo, definitely another good artist. Mick Foley,
Oh, mankind himself. Have a nice day.
And the one that I know if Party Man Will's still hanging out with us, Jonathan Frakes, man.
Yes.
Riker himself is going to
Absolutely.
be there.
Commander Riker, who went on to be such a fabulous director, directing some of the Star Trek motion pictures and, of course, both episodes of Star Trek Discovery and the Orville, and he talks very highly of both, which is super cool.
Yes.
B-Rock throwing some love out there for the new She-Hulk run. That's fantastic. Barry Bistwick is what J-Dog's putting out there? Barry Bistwick?
Yeah, I think it's Bostwick.
Bostwick?
I think that's what
okay,
it was,
yeah, I think he had a typo. He said Bostwick.
Gotcha.
But Brad. B-Rock says Brad.
There you go.
She got it, man.
Saved us. Throw her some love, man. Definitely.
Go.
I know. I was hanging out here. I was like, it's Barry. It's Barry. I knew it was a B. I knew it.
She got your back, man. Thank you for joining us tonight, B. I'm glad you finally got some free time from your hellacious busy schedule to come and hang out with the Power Hour. We love having you. But right now, we are going to take it on into the newsroom and tell you guys about some of the hottest stuff going on in this wacky PoDunk world of ours.
Oh, yeah.
PoDunk News.
Oh, man. Like you said, we're going to jump into some of the crazy, wild stories that are going on out there in the PoDunk world that we just want to share with you guys.
You know it, guys. So tonight, up first, our top stories. You see them in the banner. You see them in our news teases below as they roll on by. Look, here it comes. Look, it's coming right there.
It's coming.
Chris
it's inching.
Hemsworth
It's inching.
To play. Am I going the wrong way? I should be going this way, right? To play Hulk.
What? The Hulk?
Upcoming. Maybe I should make this faster. I didn't realize that was so slow. An upcoming film. Throw a 1 in the chat if you want to see that faster in the future. So you guys are reading that like CNN down there. You Twitch people can see things a mile a minute. Why I got this thing going so slow? The stream is so well put together. Graphics, audio cues, amazing microphones. You guys are incredible. Oh my God, democracy. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
Some love out there. Spreading the love. Thank you. Tell your friends. Power Hour Love. 69. What are we getting a 69 for?
Oh, is that how many? Oh man, if we have that many followers, man, I think I'd.
Is that where we're at? No, we can't be at 69 already.
69, dude.
How many monies was all that? No, and are you putting 69s instead of 1s? Is that what we're doing? Okay, well that's cool. Throw some 1s down there. So let's talk about Chris Hemsworth playing the Hulk, guys.
Oh yeah. Oh, did we get you? Did you already know about this? Chris Hemsworth has been announced to play Hulk Hogan in an upcoming biopic chronicling Hogan's early start and rise in wrestling. I mean, hey, if even if you're not a fan of wrestling, you know Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the Hulkster, ripping out of his shirt. Now,
it's iconic.
And from what I heard, this actually might be a series on Netflix. So, I mean, it was kind of like, is it a biopic like a film, or is it going to be a series? I mean, I'm down for either or. I think he's a great pick. I think, he might not be as big as Hogan was even back in the day, but still, he's got the...
Yeah, I don't think Chris Hemsworth has those 24-inch pythons, But again, I think Chris Hemsworth is au naturel, so let's give him some credit for that too.
That's true.
But also, like, Chris Hemsworth didn't really work out that much until he got the part for Thor.
Yeah. Go back and watch Cabin in the Woods and see him.
He just looks like a regular dude.
He was a string bean.
Yeah, and then they put him on that freaking Marvel juice, and he was just like, burp, 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 burp.
But hey, you know what I heard that I thought was pretty cool?
Look, B says I don't like it. Oh, wrong Hulk. Okay. Whatever.
There you go.
I just can't see his personality as the Hulk. Yeah, we'll have to see because Chris Hemsworth is a pretty good actor. Like, I've seen him throw some weird twists and some weird roles that he's had. So he might be able to, I'm sure he can pull it off. But it would be weird to see him acting like that. I feel you on that.
Oh, yeah. Even in this interview right here, he's like, it's just going to be cool. Yeah. But like we said, it's also his earlier years, so he doesn't need to be as big as he was later on. But who knows how long this is going to go. But one of his key rivals early on was the Iron Sheik. And everyone said, who's going to play Sheiky Baby?
Fucking bullshit.
And who do you think says they want to play the Iron Sheik?
Yeah, who would you guys cast as the Iron Sheik? Because you know who wants the job. Tell him, Senor Bull.
It's the Iron Sheik. Like, literally, the Iron Sheik wants to play himself.
He wants to play his younger self. Apparently through the magic of CGI, like Michael Douglas did, I guess.
No, I think it would be kind of funny to find out who you guys also think who should play. Of course you're gonna have Macho Man, maybe even Jake the Snake might pop in there, Ric Flair. Who do you think would play the best of those guys? I think that's what's also going to be cool is to see who they get to play the other wrestlers.
Look at that. Democracy says, so are we going to get to see Chris Hemsworth with the handlebar mustache? If so, I want to see this.
I think so. They're going to have to bush that out a little bit.
It's going to be awesome. Yeah, Mikey B says Ruffalo is the best Hulk by far. Absolutely, man. He kills it. He's probably going to get fired if he keeps tweeting out parts of the movies when he's at premieres and stuff. But that's okay.
Probably not a good idea.
Yeah, he's got to watch. Disney takes that kind of serious.
Talk about other people staying angry all the time at you. Yeah, that will definitely do it.
Okay, next up in the news, though, Bethesda finally gets it right, man. They've released plans for 3 major updates coming out in 2019 for Fallout 76. Among these updates includes a new main storyline quest, vault raids, new weapons, and even new gameplay features. First update is due out on March 12th, which is only a few weeks away, followed by releases in both the summer and the fall. So I'm assuming we can expect that PvP mode being separate in one of these summer and fall things?
Yeah, I didn't really catch too much about what's coming.
You sent me
later.
This graphic, but I can't read any of it. It's so tiny.
I was thinking about that too when I sent it. Now we saw like the Wild Appalachia one. I think that's going to open up a new side of the map, and I know they said that it's even going to introduce some like different game mechanics. Now, one thing that this did bring to the fold, which was originally in Fallout New Vegas, was that you got to keep yourself fed and hydrated in the game. Well, we think that this is also going to work in like a going to be cold, so you need like extra like different clothing to keep yourself warm. So they're gonna. It sounds like they're going to work in some more mechanics, which I know some
more
people
survival elements. That's cool.
So we'll have to see where that goes. Hopefully, like you said, the storyline will get a little more interesting. Like I said, I got to admit, I have kind of like deleted Fallout 76 from my Xbox to make room. I had to make room for Kingdom Hearts, and I mean I can put it back on. It's okay. It's okay. It saves on.
Yeah. So much for Game Night Wednesday being Fallout 76.
Oh, is that the plan? I'm gonna have to just get on.
We don't have a plan. What are you talking
what
about?
kind of plan?
I wake up Wednesday. What's the plan?
I've noticed.
I deleted mine on PC. Oh, Aurelia, so sad. I know when I first met you, that was all with like. We had played it. I played it that week on stream, and I was like, dude, I super want to play with you, but that PC Xbox thing.
Oh no.
I should get that on PC just so I could play with you. Although you deleted it. You're going to play VR. It's fine.
Look, I was going to say, man, we started talking about Fallout 76, and people start leaving. No,
yeah, they did.
No,
we
baby,
lost
come
3
back.
viewers. No,
come on. We got some more. Well, here, okay. Like we said,
let's get out of here. Instead, we're going to talk about other stuff that definitely sucks. So Holmes and Watson took home 4 Razzie Awards over the weekend. The Razzies, of course, celebrating the worst of the worst in Hollywood and celebrating its 39th year here in 2019.
Oh, yeah, man. Hey, it's been around for a long time. And, man, all I got to say, I think I said this here. Look, like, I think I actually like, not Will Ferrell over here.
Oh, John C. Reilly.
John C. Reilly, he looks kind of happy about this, but Will Ferrell looks pissed.
Well, just so you know, I just photoshopped that Razzie in there. It's not, they didn't go in costume from the film to collect the Razzie.
Man, here, look, that's how good El Bandito is. Like, he's even fooling me.
Thank you for the console peasant shout out, Aurelia. I am. I think I'll be a lifelong console peasant. Maybe I'll get it. I don't know.
Hey, at least you're not a Razzie Award winner.
That's true. But once they start giving them out for gaming, they're going to go to this guy. I can tell you that. All right. So now for some fun news, man.
Yes.
All right, guys. Sub to Pewds. All right. He's widening the gap again on T-Series, and I was watching just yesterday, and he told a story on there that I just had to share with you guys in case you didn't catch it. Make sure to go and watch his videos. Make sure to subscribe to his channel. Of course, he's trying to not beat, but stay ahead of T-Series as the #1 most subscribed to channel on YouTube. So PewDiePie himself, get over there, throw him some love. But on his Pew News the other day, he was talking about Reggie Phil's aim, right? He has announced that he will be retiring from his position as the president and COO of Nintendo of America as of April 15th.
Oh.
But he has announced his replacement. Thank you, my name is James. Let's get some love for PewDiePie in the chat down there.
There you go.
But he has announced his replacement, who is none other than the Senior Vice President of Sales and Marketing, Doug Bowser.
And we can't make this up, ladies and gentlemen. His last name really is Bowser.
Yeah, so hopefully not the Bowser from Super Mario Brothers series in disguise. Now head of Nintendo of America. I don't know. But really kind of wild coincidence. So we kind of had to throw that one some love.
Those guys at Nintendo will definitely try anything they can to keep innovating.
To keep it in the family. I love it.
There you go.
Know, I dig
there
it.
you go.
So
Absolutely.
super cool, man. Oh, Lordy, democracy. All right, now it's time for some local love. Just real quick, we're going to tell you about a local event kind of going on and having some fun that's not a convention where you just might find the power hour of love hanging out at. So, of course, this is in our backyard this week, man. We're talking about the St. Lucie County Fair.
Oh, man, you know how it is, man. I know we had plenty of fun times in the past going out to the fair, eating a bunch of weird shit.
Yeah.
You know, didn't one time were you trying to get me to eat chocolate crickets?
Yes. No, no. You know what it was? It was a chocolate scorpion.
That's
it. And the only reason we didn't get it was because it was $5, and it was like this big. But I was like, dude, come on, it's a scorpion.
And
but
dude, no joke.
We could get a bacon stick like this dipped in chocolate for like $3.
And no joke, man. Those guys that were cooking those chocolate scorpions look like they came out of not Fall Harbor.
Yeah.
What the
Far Harbor.
Far Harbor. Or
Yeah.
no, what was the name of the place in Fallout 3? The Point Lookout.
Point Lookout.
They look like those guys. They're like,
yes.
oh, want me a chocolate scorpion over here.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. I'm not eating anything here. But we did eat deep fried butter. I'm pretty sure deep fried Kool-Aid was also on the list. Like we ate a lot of terrible stuff, but the Luther Burger rocks.
Oh, the Luther Burger. Oh my God, guys, if you haven't been to a local fair and discovered that they make hamburgers, well, bacon cheeseburgers with 2 glazed donuts instead of a bun,
Krispy Kreme.
you have not lived.
Yes.
You know, I'm down with any type of glazed donut personally, but sure, Krispy Kreme donuts, whatever. I love how Mike B says PewDiePie does not need your plugs. Yes, but someone tell him we were talking about him, because if he wants to be like, hey, thanks, that would be super.
Hey, tell them that we were talking about him, and then we were talking about Luther Burgers like 5 minutes later. He'll have to watch.
Aurelia says, I've eaten crickets and mealworms, and they aren't bad. Yeah, I'm with you, dude. I got some candy before that had assorted bugs in it as well, which is why I thought the scorpion thing would just be cool. But we ended up being cheapskates about it.
Well,
so, but maybe next time. Maybe next time.
Hey, did this week at the St. Lucie County Fair, and also on the 28th, they're celebrating their dollar night. So it's $1 at the gate and $1 for all the rides. So just perfect for cheapskates like us.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Maybe the St. Lucie County Fair is a place to try the chocolate-covered scorpions, man. Democracy says bees and worms aren't bad. Bees taste like honey. Go figure.
Hey, there you go.
So there you go, Aurelia. You got to look into that because I know she's a big honey fan. Mikey B says, I can't do it. I'm allergic to the fair. I always break out in handcuffs. I know that fair.
Bad boys.
Yeah.
What you gonna do?
I think that was literally the last time we went to the fair. Remember, we just got a bunch of beer the whole time we were there?
Yeah.
That's probably why we didn't have, because beers were like $3 and we were
Yes.
like chocolate scorpions are like
Yes.
$5.
We're like
Bump that. Go get another beer.
So wild.
Yeah. But let's see here.
Well, we definitely got much love for the fair. All wild times, crazy things to eat.
Mikey B says, I go full on Randy Marsh like, I thought this was America.
Hey, man, when you
funny,
eat that
man.
much sugar, you know,
Yeah.
it's good.
Oh, Democracy says honey is amazing. Yes, dude. We tried honey on pizza during our 3-year anniversary episode that we did just a few weeks ago on February 11th. That was courtesy of Aurelia. She says that she eats that like all the time when she gets pizza. And we have to admit, we were fairly impressed by how badass it was.
It was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. It even passed the Fusion Challenge.
It did. Mr. Fusion didn't even say anything. He was just like, And then he started putting honey on everything else to see if it would make it better as well. And it pretty much did. So
That's awesome. Well, hey, let's power through these headlines, man, and get on to
it.
that Lifereboot interview.
You got it. Now, wait. We said we didn't have an image for a headline, but there was a headline we still wanted to mention. What was it? Something we were going to talk about. Oh, the Steve Irwin thing.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
gotcha.
man. How like PETA like totally slammed Google for posting a thing about Steve Irwin, but Steve Irwin is like, you know, you know what? I don't even know if I want to get into this. I don't even know if I want to get into it because it's such a negative story.
Yeah, there's not enough
not about
love
that
in
here
this
on the
story.
Power
Yeah.
Hour, man. PETA did bad. They did bad, man.
Bad.
Go read about it
Bad.
on the internet. But like they dissed Steve Irwin. Steve Irwin's the man, dude. He's a good dude.
PewDiePie, good. Luther Burger's good. PETA, bad.
Bad. Not the bread. PETA bread. Pretty
PETA bread's
good.
very good.
PETA bread's pretty good.
Made a little pizza out of it.
Hashtag donate. Yeah, no, more like exclamation point charity. Donate to the ASPCA.
Yes.
Donate to Aurelia's For the Fur Babies charity campaign that goes directly to the ASPCA, and you can support some fur babies for reals, where people will take care of you know, some dogs and cats and squirrels and bears and rhinos and all sorts of shit, man, because that's the kind of great work that they do. Every dollar helps, guys. Our donation panel right here on Twitch also leads you directly to her campaign on the ASPCA, and 100% of that money goes straight to it, man. So thank you, Aurelia, for doing an awesome job having a kick-ass charity like that, and we look forward to continuing to support you in the future. But this is our headline section. It's a rapid-fire segment of the news where we're just going to give you the headlines about some hot news that's coming out because you probably heard about it already, but we just want to mention it for kicks. So first up, Supergirl getting super canceled.
What?
It looks like the Supergirl is in danger of being canceled due to low ratings. Speculation, of course, is that it will be replaced with a Superman show. Now, considering Superman is on Supergirl, I don't see how that's going to help, but whatever. CW kind of seems like they know what they're doing. I'm going to let them roll with it.
We'll see. Oh, man, talk about crazy things going on. KFC debuts the new Colonel Robocop.
I'll buy that for $1.
And they task him with protecting the secret recipe. Your move, creep.
All right, man. We got some happy little Bob Ross action figures coming out from NECA. McPatches, where you at, brother?
Oh,
Get one
yeah.
of these, right? Put this as your 100-follower opening, unboxing right there. Should be pretty awesome. Eric G hitting us up on the Twitch, making that Twitch switch, baby.
Oh, yeah.
I absolutely love it. Thanks for joining us tonight, sir. And last but not least, nutritionist claims that pizza is actually a healthier breakfast for you than cereal. Of course,
who would have thunk?
Yeah, of course, most cereals covered in sugary goodness and GMOs and all sorts of other garbage like that has made cereal just increasingly bad for you over the years. So next time you're grabbing that cold slice of pizza in the morning and, you know, your SO tells you, hey, maybe you should eat something healthy, you can be like, oh, shut up. I know what I'm doing. Do some research. Heard it on the Power Hour. Those guys know what they're talking about.
There you go. Luther Burgers, pizza in the morning. You'll be all right.
It does. Cereal has so much bad stuff. I knew it, Democracy says. Bye-bye Cheerios. Hello, Papa John.
I love
Just get
it.
yourself some honey, sprinkle it right
Oh,
on
there
top.
you go. Yeah.
the
Natural. Yeah, there you go.
Breakfast of Championes right there.
Oh, yeah.
Spooky Butt. Hey, dudes, it's 3 a.m., but I'm finally made a stream. Oh, Spooky,
Oh,
thank you
thank
so
you.
much. Aurelia, feel free to shout Spooky out down there for us,
Yes.
man. We appreciate it. And Spooky does some really great streaming. She's streaming all the way over from the UK, man, doing some fun stuff. I think right now she's in the middle of running Monkey Island 4, Senor Bull.
Oh, man. I'll definitely have to go over and check that out. I saw her on the tail end of Thimbleweed Park, which is also another one of my favorites. So definitely Spooky Butt. We will definitely be checking that out. You know, Monkey Island 4. Probably not
It's
one
hard
of
to say Spooky Butt. We're going to check you out.
I know.
Like, just,
We're going to check
like
out
you were
Spooky
about to say
Butts.
that. We're
I
like,
know.
nah,
I caught myself. I was like,
Well
we're,
done.
We're,
Well
we're, we're going to check out Spooky
yeah.
playing Monkey Island
We're going to check
4.
out Spooky's butt. It's fine. It's all good.
All right, let's get out of the newsroom and get
Yeah.
on over and talk about life.
We are. And again, like we said, we're not going to, it's like a video. It's going to play, it's pre-recorded, but the chat will be live on the side of the screen, so we'll still be able to answer some questions and talk to you guys during there, but it will be an uninterrupted airing of this video, guys, but we'll be back on the back end to say goodnight and wrap up the end of the show. Thank you, Aurelia, for shouting out Lifereboot. Please make sure to shout yourself out as well while you're
Yes.
doing it. Exclamation point mod for our masterful mod down there, taking care of business, man, and making sure to keep our chat on track. We appreciate it so much. We appreciate you being here.
Much
but guys,
love.
we're going to jump right into our video player room. We're going to play this video for you. And again, exclamation point Life DOC, Life Doc, will link you to a documentary all about Life Reboot, conquering Donkey Kong and his quest to try to take that #1 spot, man. So it's a really awesome interview. You learn a lot about gaming and competitive gaming. It's so much fun. But as far as learning about the man himself, we've got this interview coming up for you right now.
Right now.
Hey everybody, what's up? This is El Bandito coming at you with a very, very special guest. We've got none other than Life Reboot himself joining me tonight on location down here in Orlando. How you doing tonight, Life Reboot?
Great, man. Nice to be here.
It's so awesome. It's so awesome to get to meet you in person, you know? We know you came down to hang out in Florida with us and be on vacation down here, check out some of the sites and have some fun. So the Power Hour Love super appreciates you taking the time to sit down with us, man. Thanks for, hooking us up with some drinks when we got here. We had a good time. We've been chatting for a little bit.
My pleasure.
We're really excited to let all the beautiful people out there know a little bit about you and your stream. You've been hanging out with us the last few weeks. And it's just been a super ton of fun. And it's the first actual live interview we get to do with a Twitch streamer. How amazing is that? We're super psyched, man.
Well, before we get started, I just think it's so interesting that you are excited to meet me and talk about my channel. Because I'm just such a huge fan of the Power Hour of Love. So it's like, I'm getting to meet you and you're getting to meet me, but thank you very much for thinking that I'm the one that deserves the interview. I'm such a big fan.
Oh man, well, we're big fans of yours, and we know that a lot of our fans out there don't know exactly the accomplishments that you have had. So we wanted to kind of put that in people's ears to know why we're so enamored with not only your stream, but you as an individual, man. But it means the world that you're a fan of our show, that you have fun when you hang out with us, man. So it's a real pleasure to have you here. But if we're going to talk about Life Reboot being a Twitch streamer, we also got to talk about him being a competitive gamer and a world-ranked gamer. That's right, man. So how do you classify yourself, all the beautiful people out here, as a world-ranked gamer?
Well, there was a time in my life when I was chasing the Donkey Kong world record. Hank Chen had the high score at the time, and I had, taken an interest in the movie King of Kong, and I thought, man, that would be really interesting to, I didn't even know that competitive scene even existed, but I'm good at games. I can certainly try and compete at that. So I tried my hand at it and was able to get a 1,000,000-point score in Donkey Kong. It put me in the top 4, and at the time that was kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
And I was really interested in seeing if I could compete and get the world record in it. I never made it, but at that time there were competitive annual events for Donkey Kong. I think they're up to Kong Off 6 now, but the annual event, I was invited to the 2nd and 3rd ones, and a video crew kind of followed us around and made a short 15-minute documentary, 1,000-word article on Verge about it. It was really interesting, a very interesting point in my life.
Absolutely, man. We've seen the documentary, we've seen the footage. There's links to it in the description of this video, and if you do !Life, there'll be a link dropped in the chat description so you can check out that video and see more of Life's adventure and his competitive journey through the world of Donkey Kong. But that's right, one-time 4th-ranked world holder in Donkey Kong, sitting down with the Power Hour Love, mind blown, guys. We're super psyched. But now, in more recent years, you've taken to streaming and gaming on Twitch. But you pulled up the moniker of Life Reboot, which, correct me if I'm wrong, you did not use playing competitively, right? This is new.
Correct. It's actually something from my college days. I took one philosophy course, and there was something that really resonated with me. It's called David Hume's bundle theory of the self, which in short is something to the effect of you don't lead one continuous life. You actually live a bunch of smaller, individually packaged lives. So I was talking to you a little bit earlier today about how I kind of picked up and left my life in New Jersey to meet my wife here in Michigan, and that was one episode of a chapter of my life ending, and then a new life beginning.
Nice.
So the concept like in the college course, like really stuck with me. So I tried to like become a blogger at some point when I left my job, and that was a failed experiment. But you know, you live all these different chapters of your life, and I like the idea of, okay, I'm starting a new chapter of my life, I'm leaving something behind, but I'm not the same person I was 15 years ago. It's just something that really resonated with me, so that's where it comes from.
Well, that sounds fantastic. That's very interesting. I love the concept, because we're all constantly kind of changing points in our lives. We're going from one journey to the next, starting new adventures. That's been a lot of what the Power Hour Love's all about, is trying to get people to recognize and see new things that are new paths people are taking, whether it be their first published comic book, their first time streaming, or a seasoned veteran coming to stream and hanging out. But what's more so interesting than that to me is that, you know, hearing your story through the documentaries and reading about it through different articles, it really surprised me how many life lessons kind of revolve around everything that went on in that competitive scene. So Lifereboot, to me, I just got in my head that it was a symbol for all of that, because not only was that such a prominent kind of point in your life, but it changed a lot of who you were, and like you said, you started a new path and grew from that. So I think it's a great lesson to kind of boil all together, but it's an even better kind of moniker to kind of pass on to your channel and let people know that all of us are kind of rebooting our life, and we're joining you on a new chapter that you're having there on stream.
I like thinking that way. That's very cool.
Cool. Well, okay, so you mentioned a little bit about the history, about playing competitively, having this world ranking and all. Now, one thing that I really liked was a quote that you had in The Verge that said, you got to be a little crazy to want to take the Donkey Kong world record.
Without a doubt.
So how did that crazy notion get in your head?
Well, the game is just mercilessly different. It's sort of like you're banging your head on a table until it starts feeling good. It's not the most enjoyable game to play because it will just end you right quick. So if you're going to chase that record, or any world record, you really have to be dedicated.
Yeah.
So I almost want to say that you have to be a little crazy, and you also have to be addicted to the pursuit. So not everyone has that.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for me, in regards to the Donkey Kong world record, it really got pushed up out of my range. I can play at a certain skill level, but once other people entered into the ring that I was already competing in, I recognized my inability to actually succeed in it, and I just recognized it's time to give up this pursuit. It's too time consuming.
Sure.
And, it's a little unfortunate, but it's still a very interesting path that I took in my life.
Well, you mentioned addiction and you mentioned passion, and I think those things oftentimes get confused for one another. But I have to say, passion is such a huge part of the Power Hour Love. We're very passionate about things. Nerds, as a whole, part of the definition to the Power Hour of being a nerd is being so passionate about something that your wife said it best. You embarrass yourself about how excited you get about something. And to have that sort of passion, to chase that dream, to chase that Donkey Kong legend, like you mentioned, to chase someone you care about, halfway across the country, that takes a lot of passion and a lot of determination and a lot of drive. And I think that it has seemed to build quite a bit of success in your life around just the accomplishments that you've had. Like, do you feel like those accolades and accomplishments are something that define you, or are they a defining moment? How do you build upon that from there?
It's difficult to say. It's sort of like an aside to me. I don't think that it defines me as a person, but it is indeed a passion to be so interested in pursuing self-improvement. And the theme of my blog was trying to become a different, more successful in my career, and when you're trying to do those types of things, you have to be very positive. That's what I really appreciate about your channel. The Power of Love is full of that stuff. So I love your stuff. I love the content, and it takes a certain type of demeanor to not only want to commit to that stuff, but to understand that, you know, it's not an overnight thing. It is a lifestyle choice.
Definitely, and the interesting thing about that is how we boiled back into that's an overarching message for someone's life. You know, that the more passion and determination you put into something, the more success you'll have. But whatever success you gain, you can't ultimately let it define you. And I love the way you said it, because you're constantly growing. That's the point of challenging yourself with the game, is to constantly get better, to constantly get that higher score, reach that next level, reach that next pinnacle. And we should be doing that in our lives all the time.
Yeah, there's definitely a parallel to, you know, achieving certain things in your life and achieving things in gaming. Yeah. It doesn't seem like they should be related, but somehow they are. Right?
No, definitely. And you're also, you mentioned something, I don't want to lift the whole quote because it was rather lengthy, but you mentioned that patience and determination can help one master any video game. And you loved that about gaming as a whole. And again, that's something that relates so much back to life. That having patience and determination, knowing that not everything is going to be an overnight success, but working at it and working hard at something and being determined and applying your passion to it, that's just such a positive lesson that I was like, man, you have all this bundled up into this one story, and this one chapter of your life is so inspirational to me that I was like, we had to share this with a lot of folks out here, you know? So I really appreciate you sharing that story. But with part of the journey that you had, you did mention that a lot of it started with Battletoads. Can you tell us a bit about what that means to you?
Well, Battletoads was really the first game I bought with my own money. I had been, gifted a lot of the NES games as a child, and a lot of them are of a certain difficulty, but without doubt, Battletoads was the hardest game I had ever played. It was just, I had beaten every single other game that I owned 9 times over, and Battletoads was like this thing that I could not achieve. And it's just like, I need to do this. Like, the fact that, there are so many one-hit kill opportunities in the game, limited continues, if you dare to play on 2 players, when one person loses all their lives, both of you need to continue. It is mercilessly difficult, similar to Donkey Kong. Well, being able to, without the help of the internet, granted, I did have the Nintendo Power issue with Battletoads, but I have this memory of, no one could get past the 3rd stage. Well, I had not only memorized and gotten past the turbo tunnel on Battletoads, but I had gotten to the rat race, which I think is level 8 or 9, something like that. And people in my neighborhood actually came to my house, even though I didn't know who they were, and we had an assembly line set up for toweling off my sweaty controller and switching it out with a fresh one. Nice. Because I couldn't defeat the stage. It was so difficult. But I have great memories of that game. I can still beat it to this day. If you beat it without continues, you can pin the score at all 9s. It's just it's a wonderful game. I think it really is a representation of the payoff when you're doing something that is challenging and you kind of work towards it over time instead of sitting down and just kind of wiggling your way through it.
Yeah. Well, you also mentioned about all these people coming over that you met that I think you said in the one article you didn't beat the game the first day that everyone came to hang out.
No,
but you made a bunch of new friends.
Right.
And I thought that was so great that was your takeaway from it, was that you got to meet a lot of new people, because I think a lot of what everyone does on stream is just try to connect with community and connect with more people.
Yeah.
And again, is that part of what your stream entails now, is trying to meet people and have a community? And
Yeah, of course. Everyone's trying to, if they have a Twitch channel, create their own community. And I don't know exactly what my end goal is necessarily.
Okay.
But I do play retro games, some that I know very well, some that I've never played before. But I guess the objective is to, challenge myself and see if, people enjoy watching instead of someone who's always an expert and rerunning like speed runs or something like that.
Yeah.
Like the discovery aspect of the game.
Yes.
Like you may have already played a game and I am playing it for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Is that enjoyable to run? Those blind runs are very enjoyable for me. I'm sort of still figuring out if it's enjoyable to watch.
Well, I can say we've hung out with you, me and Senior Bull, and we've watched a couple of those blind runs. And to us, having played the games very young and being very challenged by it, seeing you play it, who's obviously has a very analytical mind when it comes to games. You've mastered a lot of games. To see how you discover and pick up on the cues in the terrain or in the scenery and navigate through it, it's like we can watch you figure these things out and conquer them in real time. And you do it almost with ease, at times where it's very impressive. It's super cool to get out and check out, guys, if you haven't seen it. We're definitely going to be shouting Lifereboot out a whole bunch during the chat and during this interview. So make sure you get over there and check out his channel. Throw him a follow, man. Let him know the Power Hour of Love sent you. But most of all, enjoy checking out some of these amazing runs that he does on there. Because, again, it's a lot of retro gaming. Do you ever plan on doing any more modern games, or you think you'll probably keep it retro?
Well, I don't know where people really draw the line of what's retro anymore.
Okay, good point.
It's hard to tell depending on what generation people were born, what they consider retro. Like, is it just what you played growing up? Some people draw the line in a certain console. I guess to answer your question, I have played some newer games, but I'm not too consistent when it comes to modern games. It's challenging for me to find the right fit of a modern game that can actually captivate me.
Okay.
The challenge is I described this feeling to you earlier. It's a lot of these games are so sophisticated that I actually can get overwhelmed the moment I begin playing them. I don't know what it is about modern games, but the retro stuff I can get behind basic controls. That's why I like Donkey Kong so much. You've got a directional joystick and a jump button.
Yeah, one button.
It's simple. I love those kinds of games.
Yeah, no, and I know when we were discussing it earlier, I said that I kind of agreed with you to the extent of a lot of modern gaming, and you summed it up best. So you said you can recognize the investment in time it will take to master all the unique skills that are in a particular game.
Without a doubt.
And you have to sit there and consider, am I going to put that much time into this game, or am I just going to always stink at it?
Yeah, it's going to be like a large commitment. That's what Donkey Kong was. And for a time, I thought, the world record could be within reach.
Yeah.
But, it comes to a point where, do I have the availability to invest the effort? And, sometimes modern games will make me feel that feeling of overwhelm, and I have to put it down.
Yeah, well, I can certainly understand that. I'm sure a lot of people can, because there's a lot of games out there that you pick up, you play for an hour or two, and you're just like, whoa, that was a handful, right? But let's get back to some more classic games. I did want to ask you one other question about Battletoads. I know at the beginning of the year, we did a segment on the Power Hour where we talked about the remake of Battletoads coming out. I remember
First time I heard about it.
Yeah, you were in the chat, you were very stoked about it. As a modern game, do you think that'd be something you'd play on your stream?
I would have to. I love the original too much.
Nice.
I need some other avenue of maybe trying to re-experience that. So we'll see. I don't know anything really about it, but I'm intrigued.
Yeah, they really haven't put out a lot of information yet, other than we're making it. So you're like, okay, that's cool. Give us something now, But it's certainly something to be hyped about. Now, with kind of nostalgia being the way that it is, do you think it's going to be something that's going to pay off, or do you think it's going to be just a cash grab?
I don't think I have the insight to really make that.
Yeah, a little too soon to tell.
But you know, I will buy it. So if you make it, you'll have one customer.
Okay. Well, there you go. Well, you guys heard it here first. When it comes out, you'll get to check it out first and foremost at Lifereboot's stream, guys. So what advice would you give someone nowadays who's trying to achieve a world gaming record, whether it be retro or new or a speed run? Is there any particular advice that you would want to extend to someone who's considering that?
Let's see. I guess don't be discouraged if you're not achieving it at a rate that you want to. There's a reason why it's a world record. There are people that have committed more time than you may ever be capable of. You may need to invent new strategies in order to win, which can be something that is impossible, or at least incredibly difficult. If you're trying to get a world record in something, you have to really commit to the craft. You have to be able to avoid discouragement, however best to do it, and you have to really commit to learning things that either the experts already have discovered, or finding things independently on your own. All those things can lead you to a record. I've personally never done it. It's very, very difficult, but I imagine that if you're committed, you can do it.
Very cool, man. Well, some inspirational words right there from Lifereboot. Like I said, everything's kind of a metaphor for life when it comes to life, And that's one of the most interesting things about his channel. It's why we recommend it so highly. And you heard it here. He believes that you can do it, man. And if you believe it in your own heart, if you have that passion for it, then go out there and chase it, And I want to ask you, I want to mention one other thing that you said. When they asked you if you thought you would still achieve a world record, you said the question you have to ask yourself, is it still possible? Maybe it's what keeps you playing.
That's right.
And I was like, I love that, because that quintessentially is life, We're always hoping for a better tomorrow. We're always hoping for a better score. We're always hoping for a better deal, a better place to be, a better, more exciting thing. But don't forget that to achieve that, you have to work for it. You have to have that patience and that determination and that passion for what you want to achieve. And you'll be able to get there. And I think you're a great example of that. And I appreciate you so much coming and sharing your story with us.
Well, thank you very much. It's kind words.
No doubt. Well, you guys can check out Lifereboot. You want to give a shout out to your schedule? Let people know when you're streaming?
Sure. I stream Wednesdays and Sunday nights, starting at 8 p.m. Occasionally I do a bonus stream Sunday mornings.
Very cool, guys. So you can check him out there. Again, we'll shout him out in the chat below. We'll put some links to his channel in the descriptions, man. Life, thank you so much for hanging out with us. All you beautiful people, thank you so much for hanging out with us. And we'll catch you next time out and about here with the Power Hour Love, meeting the Twitch streamers, meeting some incredible folks, meeting some world record holding people out here, having a great time in beautiful South Florida, guys. Thank you, sir.
Cheers.
Oh, yeah, man. Well, that was an awesome interview, Al Bandito.
Right?
Yeah, what an awesome time. It seems, you hanging out with Life and you guys sharing so many different things and talking about so many great games.
So much positivity. Yeah, we did get to cover a lot of games. That was one thing, is like I said, you guys can check out this documentary. I'll tell you all about his journey and his world record playing Donkey Kong. But we wanted to know the man. We wanted to talk to him and about why he pursued what he did and what it meant for his life and everything like that. And all that positivity and all that metaphor for life as a whole, just worked right back into his name so well, you know. And like I said at the beginning of the interview, you know, we linked up and we hung out for probably about 2 hours before we ever sat down to do any interview. So it was just amazing. Such an amazing man to meet, such positivity, such a knowledgeable mind. Like, he was so smart about everything he said or did and the way he put everything together for his competitive career that I was really inspired by that. And I was just like, man, this guy has got it going on. So Lifereboot, thank you so much for taking that time to share with us. And I know some of you keen-eyed viewers out there probably noticed there was a couple of edits right there towards the end, right? So the staff of this hotel we're at is literally coming by telling us we have to leave over and over again. And all I could think was, like, had I known they were going to come and tell us that anyways, I would have shot that anywhere the hell else, you know, because, like, I tried to pick this dark, secluded little corner where we'd be left alone. And these employees, like, decided they just wanted to make a complete ruckus around us. So I'm sorry that the audio and video wasn't as perfect as it could have been, but the point is we got the message from this wonderful streamer, from his wonderful competitive gaming career and his insights into life and how it all sort of worked together, guys. So to be able to share that message was first and foremost the most important thing. But maybe someday on some bonus features, you know, we may have to show those deleted scenes of El Bandito kind of sweet talking the lady to give us 5 more minutes there.
Hey, I would love to check those out, man. You'll definitely have to show me those on the flip side. But man, no, it was a great interview. Definitely thank you, Lifereboot, for meeting up with El Bandito. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend. You know, sometimes life also gets in the way,
yeah.
You know, but hey, we're going to have to reboot that. And man, you know, definitely it gives us the opportunity for some time in the future to have another interview with Life. And definitely it was very informative and very cool. I'm so glad you guys talked about the Battletoads, man, because that was one of my favorites back in the day and drove me crazy. So.
Yeah. And like, it was so funny that we had mentioned that on our show, and that was such an influence to him in his life.
Yes.
You know, and his competitive career. So again, we can't thank Lifereboot enough for taking that time with us. Again, he was such a gentleman to hang out with. Thank you, Aurelia, so much for continuing to shout him out.
Yes.
And shout out his documentary again.
Yeah, you got to check that out.
It's just so really cool. You really get to see a lot about it, and it's really fun. But head over to Lifereboot's channel. Give him a follow. Don't wait till he's streaming. It's okay if you want to. That's fine, because then he'll see you do it. But go and follow him right now, and make sure you're notified the next time that he's streaming, because you're going to get over there and check out some awesome retro gaming and hang out with a really professional gamer and get some cool insights and see some amazing gameplay from a super nice guy and you're going to have a lot of fun on his channel. He has a great community. We're part of it.
Oh, you know it, man. Well, I was going to say, like, you know, you're talking about the documentary. It's like, I like on Lifereboot's streams, he says, oh, it's my 15 minutes of fame. And the documentary is about 15 minutes long, but they pack so much into it that it's really good. Very well done. Very informative, and yeah, it was super exciting for you to be able to go up and hang out with Life and get this awesome interview. So thank you again.
Yes.
Much love from the Power Hour.
So awesome, man. Thank you for taking the time for me. I had an amazing time. And Senor Bull, I have to tell you, one thing that he told me at the end of the night was he was like, yeah, I told my wife that I was watching your stream. And was like, if these guys lived near me, I 1,000% like would hang out with them. We would be like best friends, you know. And just sitting with him for a short while, I was like, yeah, dude, I 1,000% agree with you. When he told me that, I was like, hell yeah, dude, we'd party, man.
Hey, we'd have to get a couple of those conky dong beers from that, and try those live on the show. We'll see. Maybe we'll have to save that for a future meetup.
No doubt. Or we'll head down to Billy Mitchell's restaurant down there in Fort Lauderdale. Get some of those chicken wings down.
Oh, yeah.
Some rooster sauce.
You know it, man. You know it.
It was a pleasure. Loved meeting you, El Bandito. We'd be friends IRL. We are friends IRL. Hell yeah. We met. Let's do it. Let's keep the dream alive. The documentary is amazing. Aurelia, thank you so much. I'm going to do it for you right here. Check this out. !mod. Go check out Aurelia as well. Thank you for keeping that chat on point, for throwing down those docs. You know what it is? I always feel bad because I'm like, throw down this thing. And I feel like I'm just telling you to do stuff. I feel like it's so rude. You know? So I'm sorry for that. But thank you so much for being an awesome mod, taking care of us, man. We appreciate it.
Every week, thank you, Ari, so much for all you do, and also putting on great streams. You know, like they're awesome and exciting and a lot of fun too. Very interactive. you guys definitely have to check it out. But we hope you guys have really enjoyed it tonight, man. We got, like I said, we talked earlier about the conventions, had a lot of great stuff, had a really awesome PoDunk news, a lot of interactive. And that's the thing, we're always here. If you guys are hanging out, we're okay with the lurkers, like you said, but feel free to throw some stuff down in the comments, man. Join the party, because that's what it is about here at the Power, spreading the love and having fun.
Absolutely, guys. We want to hear from you. We want to get in touch with you because we want you to get in touch with us.
Oh, yeah.
So feel free, however you want to link up with us, man. You want to whisper us, you want to tweet us, you want to hit us on Instagram. We'll probably never see it. Hit us on Facebook or something, man, and we'll get in touch with you guys. We'd love to hear from you. As always, hit us up in the chat. We will see you next Monday night at 9 p.m. where we're going to be talking the comic book history of Captain Marvel. That's right, both Shazam and Marvel Comics Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers. So it should be a pretty that is next week, right?
Oh, it is.
Okay, I got worried.
I know, I'm getting excited because what else is next week, El Bandito? Do we have that little audio clip? I know it was acting up earlier.
Oh, an audio clip.
Yeah.
I don't think we have an audio clip. No,
we don't. Oh, is it not acting up? What's next week, man? Come on. Is it? It's okay. Just sing it. It's my.
Oh, it's your. Oh, I got you. Okay, you want a number 5.
Oh, yeah, man. It's going to be, like I said, we're going to be talking about both Captain Marvels, but, man, we are also rocking and rolling because it's going to be Charboil's birthday. So definitely.
Can we get some Fs for Bandito's brain? I want to see him. You better put him in there. Chimera, the only comment he's left in an hour, and it has to be an F for my brain. I appreciate it.
He's like, what? We're talking about Captain Marvel next week.
I know. He's like, we have an opportunity to call that guy a ding-dong? Nailed it. I'm in on that. Hey, man, it's all good. We appreciate it.
But like you said, aside from next week, every Monday night, 9 p.m., we're always rocking and rolling here. We got a lot of great stuff planned for March all the way through. I mean, we're rocking and rolling the rest of the year. But, like you said, we always like to spread the love. If you're on Twitch, where are we going to send the beautiful people right after we're finished up here?
Yeah, we're going to hit up a raid here. And actually, I told Chimera if he was streaming, we would 100% raid him tonight. Ooh. And he's here giving me Fs. What are you doing, man? Get out there and go stream, you bastard. Lifereboot, great stream, guys. Thank you for the featurette. Thank you so much, man. We could throw Life a little bit more love right there.
Oh, absolutely.
Happy pre-birthday, Charboil, Aurelia says. I'm just listening and chilling Power Hour. Hey, man, we appreciate the lurk. I know you're probably gaming, man, because you got to keep them skills fresh, bro.
Yes.
You kill it, dude. I don't know what it is, man, but watching you play that Apex, man, I get so jazzed at my house. Like, I'm just like, get it, fucking get to do it. Do we want to do nubbins? That was my number 2 thing I was gonna say. Like, I did tell Kaimo I would hit him up, but if he's not streaming right now, yeah, let's totally do nubbins. Glad I could stop by. Spooky Butt, thank you so much. I know it's really putting you out. Yeah, staying up late and hanging out with us. Thanks everybody so much. It looks like Charlie jumped on the keyboard or something there because Aurelia's sending us a bunch of nonsense.
That's okay.
It might be her cat out there. But, guys, you can also check us out on our brand new game night. I think we might do Wednesday night again this week. We might switch it to Thursday. We'll keep you guys posted. Sorry, the cat nailed it. But, yeah, so.
Hey, last week was a lot of fun with that Dead by Daylight. I'm just saying. It was rocking.
It was. We had a lot of fun, man. Severed Astro still hanging with us, dude. I appreciate it so much. My name is James. Throwing the kitty cat in the chat. We're having fun. Yes, let's go ahead and raid nubbins, Aurelia. Thank you.
All right. Well, until next week, we'll see you guys later. Yeah.